Maybe it'll help you, maybe it won't. You be the judge.
Yeah, it need to be
So,
full.
Ooh,
like that.
I'll put respect on my name. Sheena, so lovely.
And then she rides all the way up and defend herself.
They will either watch your lifestyle or learn to live it themselves. It's not nothing that you can prove to them. Like, try Jesus. Try him. Welcome to Maybe We Can Help, the podcast where we give our unsolicited advice. Maybe it'll help you, maybe it won't. You be the judge. I'm Tasia Royale.
I'm Sheena.
I'm Risha.
And again, we be scrolling on TikTok sometimes, y'all. And this is how we be finding topics. Either sometimes we're live, we come across a video. So if you comment a topic, we might talk about it. So we found this video. Risha found this video. And we're going to discuss this video. Go ahead and play the video for the people.
Right person, wrong timing does not exist. Stay with me. A lot of times, selfishly, we think of why a person was brought into our life, but we rarely think about why we might have been put into their life. They was put in your life to teach you about self-love, but you was put in their life to teach them about unconditional love. Now, 9 times out of 10, this topic of right person, wrong timing, it comes down to hurting the person you love, and y'all go experience life and take time away from each other and grow, and then come back and try it again. And please understand, my God is not a God that makes mistakes. So please tell me how he could possibly make the mistake of deciding that the person that he chose for me is a person that had to betray me, they had to deceive me, they had to disrespect me in order to know that they were supposed to love me. The person that God chose for you, they respect you so they can never betray you. Okay, they see the value in you. They don't need convincing. They don't got to experience something bad to know that you was giving them something good. Okay, you're enough for them even when you're not enough for yourself. Please understand that struggle love, it's an experience. It's not fate. Okay, you letting these trauma bonds deceive you. God created us with free will. Okay, he's not controlling. So he's never going to cause another human to sin in order to show you that something is not for you. But that also does not stop God from using the circumstances that was created by sin in order to guide us and show us right from wrong. Abuse, cheating, lying, disrespect, that's not God's love. Okay, God's love is unconditional. Those things, you won't even be able to relate your true partner to those categories.
So we're going to talk about right person, wrong time, and how it doesn't exist. So
That was really good.
it was good. What do y'all think about it? Sheena? Yeah, go ahead.
I don't know. I think that of course God knows exactly what he's doing. And I think that I believe that he does kind of predestine some things, but not everything. And I think some things we kind of choose or fall into or blah, blah, blah. I believe that that's a difficult one.
It is.
Because I'll say this. The best friend that I've ever had, was first an enemy to me.
Ever have. Like you had. She's not gone.
Well, in thus far, because
okay.
because I always have. Well, yeah, you're right. I still have her. She's still my bestie, but we weren't friends at first. So it's just like when he says, "Well, did y'all have to hurt each other first?" or blah 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 blah. And I couldn't imagine myself without her. I couldn't imagine myself without a Joy. And I mean, even how our children were able to grow up together as besties, and we got pregnant twice right there together.
But that's a different dynamic of relationship. He's talking about the one for you. It's only technically the one person God designed for you as far as relationship, kingdom wise.
Also, do y'all believe that? Do y'all believe
this.
there's only one person for you?
I believe that every person that God put in my life they're supposed to be mine.
So do you believe there's only one person for you?
I believe that if you want love and need love in your life, God can guide you to people that will be good to you, to someone that would be good to you. Because if that's the case, then I should never be married again ever. Because of my ex, because I do believe that we were supposed to be together. I believe that it went south, and we made choices and then we separated. But I don't believe that God will just leave me alone. So I believe that he loves love, marriage, covenant, all of those things. And some people believe you should never get married again if somebody abandons you. To each his own. You have to have your own conviction and work out your own soul salvation. But for me, it's been 10 years,
almost, because you came back the year we got married.
So
November will make it 10 years exactly.
Yeah,
because you came back in November.
Yeah. So I'm not obviously not pressed or rushing. But I do tell God, I pray that you have someone for me and that you would send them. And if you never do, God, to God be the glory, because what you want to do with my life, I gave it to you. So,
there are people in the Bible that aren't ever supposed to be married, aren't they?
Well, Paul says it's better not to be married. But it's better to marry than to burn. And the crazy part, I believe that he said that because people are so selfish by nature, and most people aren't willing to get rid of their nature.
I would disagree. I think he said it because he wanted to dedicate his life to ministry.
Yeah.
And so because of that, he was like, you getting married, kid, that's all distractions. He's dedicating his whole life to the ministry, and he don't want no distractions. And
I'm sorry, if you're new to the pod, that is Aaron talking. He is our editor, our cameraman, everything, our producer. So if you hear him ever talking again, that is Aaron.
I guess I should have introduced myself.
You did just come in hot.
I didn't want to lose my thought process, so I just said it.
Go for it.
But yeah, that's what I think. I think he was 100% in the ministry, and he dedicated his whole life. So he was like, look, if you can, don't worry about these women. Don't worry about these women. Don't get no kids, because you're going to get distracted. But if your loins burn and that lust is coming upon you, it's better to go ahead and get married than to burn. But that was Paul's thought process, and we understand because he wanted to dedicate his life to the ministry. Now, the Bible does say that there are eunuchs where they dedicate their entire life, to serving God, and they don't get married. Yeah. There are some people that
priests
are not supposed to get married. I mean, believe what you want, and people try to say, well, the Bible says he who findeth the woman is a good thing. That is true.
He who finds a wife.
But, wife, sorry, is a good thing. And that is true, but it may not be for everybody. Now, there are people that will try to twist that. I'm just saying, there are times where some people are meant to be alone, but not because, they want somebody and can't find nobody. That's just they're dedicating their life to Christ. And so
it's choice.
It's a choice.
So what do you feel about the wrong person, right time, or right time, wrong person? Wrong person, right time. Wrong time.
I confused too.
Do you believe
the right person, wrong time?
There it is.
But
what you think about it?
I agree with him because
I do too.
He was like, God don't make no mistakes. If he brung you around this person at this time, it
was either gonna be a lesson, or
I don't want to go too long on this, but what I will say, if you find somebody that in the moment you're like, oh yeah, they're perfect for me, but y'all have issues in different areas and y'all don't work out, and you find somebody else and you get married, God doesn't want divorce.
Right.
He allows divorce, but he don't want divorce. So either that person was for you and both of y'all fumbled the ball, or he just allowed that person in your life for a lesson.
Right.
And that person wasn't really for you.
True.
So it's one or the other.
And that's what I feel like about, because for me, I was married for 1 year and 2 months. I personally feel like I was nervous. I felt like maybe I shouldn't be doing this. I felt the uncertainty. So it was like, okay, well, God, and then he ended up leaving. So I was like, okay, God, what's this? What are we doing? And of course, like, I realized, okay, but he also told me that with that experience, it grew me 5 years beyond my age with understanding and growing and maturing that I needed in my life. So it was a lesson. It was a growth mechanism that he used for his, like, he turned that pain into growth. And so that's something like sometimes he does use things to develop you, because he's not, when you're in him, none of what you do is going to be, in vain. So, or what you go through is in vain. And then even the last relationship that I was in, I really just thought that was the Lord. I thought it was peace. It was peace. It was flowing. It was nice. But, you know, like I said, I feel like the more, you know, because he met me in a low place. Like, he met me in a low place. Like, weeks before, I was just suicidal. You know what I'm saying? Like, a month before he actually met me, I was actually just like, God, I don't want to do this no more. I give up. It's hard. You know, like, so he met me when I was already at a low state. So if I'm trying to, not trying to elevate, but if God is elevating me, he used him to come in my life to show, hey, you know, you deserve this. Like, he was just a gentleman. He was nice. Like I said, he was sweet. It was nothing bad. Like, not the perfect, but it was nothing bad to me or towards me at the beginning, that it was like, okay, you know, it just changed my whole perspective. And he used it to change my whole perspective. And though we didn't end up together, because I feel like, you know, I was idolizing him in the process of marriage and just trying to be something for him, but and still saying, yeah, God, but my heart posture was not all God. And he saw that. So he's like, okay, I'd rather you make it into heaven and him make it into heaven, bless you.
Thank you.
Than to
apart,
right, than to, you know, y'all to get together and I be missing in the puzzle piece, because that's not even what I want for you, and that's not what you truly want. You want your marriage to be God based and centered. So it's like, you're already making this wrong, so I gotta move this around, but I'm going to use it for my glory. So, and I used to think maybe he was the right person, just wrong time, but at the same time, it's like what he said, is God really going to allow somebody to come in your life to come and disrespect you? But she wasn't.
I believe we live on earth, and it's a spiritual realm, and the Bible does say God makes all things work for the good and the bad. So to me, not saying was your situation, how do we know? Of course, we have to lean more into Christ. How do we know, though, that some things are sent by the enemy that God ultimately, like, this wasn't right. Like, this wasn't my plan, baby. But since you're in it, let me teach you this lesson. I'll be with you and I'll teach you this lesson. Since you decided to go this way, I'll be right there with you.
So then that would say that that's not the right person ever. And there's never such thing as a right person at wrong time. That's ultimately all it's going back down to, because if God is going to be there with you, but he's just going to use it for his glory and help you to grow you, because that technically wasn't it. He gave you a counterfeit right before he sends you. That's why I'm in the season, you know, before he sends you that counterfeit, because that counterfeit was good. He got me. He almost got me. But the Lord.
Thank you, Jesus.
But the Lord. Thank you, Jesus. I felt that praise.
Because all, like, as long as
real quick, I'm sorry, Tay. Without revealing too many details. You don't think it could have worked?
I feel like it could, but I had to change my perspective. I was idolizing the marriage. I was idolizing the idea of. I was idolizing him. And it was him. And it was God, because I was telling him, hey, come up. He has to grow. He has to break those things off of him, just like I broke the generational curses off of me. Right. And I'm not there spiritually where he is. So he's going to have to come up to lead, yes.
So you think that you were just a stepping stone to kind of
help him, turn
him in the right path, to be like, hey, it's time to come up from that.
Because I feel like my walk, because even though he didn't know I was idolizing the whole everything, it was me. God revealed it to me after it was all said and done. I was like, God, what happened? You know, like, I'm just like, I thought we was all right. I thought we was good. I prayed about it. You help us get back in a relationship before the end of the year, like I requested, but it just still went left. But also, he did tell me that no sin goes without consequences. So he also said that. So I'm like, you gotta. So that situation, I just gave it to God.
Sin had a point in that situation?
Absolutely.
Because of your perspective on relationships?
Because of just sinful natures.
I'm not sure about that. I think that was just a situation that happened.
I'm saying, like, in detail, without being in detail. Like,
well, yeah, I get that. You can't go super in detail.
Like,
but
you know,
I'm not sure that past sin. Not past.
Well, that's what God told her in her prayer time.
Oh, okay. Well, okay.
Sin.
I thought you were talking about past sin.
No, in the now.
Okay.
No,
all right. Well, that's different.
She said no in the now. Aaron.
Okay.
The now.
All right.
Follow me.
Okay, I can understand that.
In the den.
I thought you were talking about past sin.
No,
catching up to you.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I'm about to say,
No.
When I
Okay.
tell you, God,
He
broke it down to me.
What? It tickled me so much. In the now.
Well, in the den, because like
follow me.
because when I tell
You had
you,
the blink
when I
in the
tell
eye.
you, like God broke it when He broke it down to a T, because I was crying out like, God, what happened? I just knew this was it. I just knew I was praying. You know what I'm saying? And He even said, that's why I said when I came across that video, because I asked my ex, I was like, you know, do you just believe, the first time we broke up, I was like, do you just believe it's, you know, right person, wrong time? He said, you know, right person, wrong time. So I was like, yeah, maybe that's what it is. But then when I saw that perspective, I said,
That's a great point.
if God would allow you, just come in my life. But He didn't. That's the thing, though. That's why I said this situation with that person is kind of like, I don't know, because I just know I learned from it, and I know it changed my perspective in general. But I can't say that he disrespected me, cheated on me, did all this other stuff. I just didn't know the full character of who he was, you know. But like I said, God was letting me know that his spiritual life wasn't where mine was. And he would say that, he was like, you know, Risha, I don't believe like, you know, you do, like, you got to bear with me. And I was like, okay, you know, cool. I was optimistic, you know, like, come on, you could do it. You could believe, like, come on. It's right there. And then it's just like, you can't drag it. You can't. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. And that was the perfect example of that whole relationship, because I was willing.
My God.
And in a marriage, you would not want to do that. You
No,
can't change anybody.
Jesus.
You can't do that at all. So like, yeah,
Yeah, it sucks. And you can't. And the crazy part is, and you can't use manipulation.
No,
Because it's
Then
witchcraft.
Right.
You're not allowed to do that at that point. Anything that you get him to do, that you manipulated him into,
he break free,
is not going to yield the fruit you would want it to.
Correct.
So you're literally supposed to pray, treat him right, even if he ain't where he's supposed to be and he doing you wrong and saying this or whatever, because you in covenant.
Yeah,
correct.
in marriage. Yeah.
I just want to interject real fast, just to go to the topic of witchcraft, because I've heard y'all say that a few times in this podcast and the last podcast. Just to explain it, the reason why manipulation is witchcraft is because you are trying to control them without allowing them to use their own free will. And so anytime you do that, and not just it is manipulation, but like
Not
when you
just
try to control a situation, you try to control a narrative,
Any person, for any reason,
that stuff is witchcraft, because you're trying to go against their own free will, and because of that, you are now God in the situation.
Right.
And that is witchcraft.
Yes.
I just want to throw that
That's a
out
good
there.
breakdown.
Yes, it's like if you you shouldn't take away anybody's no. That's a pet peeve for me. Like, don't take away my no. Don't take away.
Right.
I would turn.
say no.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
That's a roar talking about
It is because
That ain't no
it was.
pet.
It is.
But I remember
really
us
is.
talking about
I'm
where
saying
it
it's
came
not a
from.
pet.
I remember
it's
that.
an exotic animal.
Literally, you will. I don't think the clause ever come out unless you try to take away my free will from me.
Yeah.
Like I can say I'm a good person and a giving person anyway. So it's just like, don't, and sometimes, I know me and Risha just went through this, and they don't even mean harm. They're not trying to really do nothing to you, but it feels like that on the inside. It's just like, who? I can say no. It rises up without conscious thought. It's just like no, because that's at that point. Because I don't want to be manipulated, and I don't want to. And people will do that. People have that character where they'll, can you do this? Okay. And they do that face.
Oh, that's the dumb way to manipulate. Not
Well,
teaching
I
y'all
mean,
any
just
nothing
as an
stuff.
example.
But yeah,
That's
Also, though,
manipulation.
tears are a big thing.
Emotions, heartstrings.
Yes,
Yeah,
they
that's-
pull on that, and that is also witchcraft to a degree.
Manipulation.
It's a fine line, because some people really are hurt and they really are crying for real. But when
You know when you're not. You know when you're not
When you trying
crying
to
for
pull out them tears and all that stuff because you want somebody to do what you want them to do.
That's what they be doing on them game shows. Oh, their mama died in 7 and they've been homeless
The
since
talent
30.
shows and stuff.
Like, yeah,
Put
some
on your-
talent shows.
And the thing
some
is, first of all, you
games,
don't know if they telling the truth.
You don't know.
Even if they are, everybody's in a game show for a reason.
Everybody has a story.
So it is what it is. But folks would probably call me and Tay real jacked up, because we would be like, okay, great, and then vote you right out, because that's the game.
No, seriously.
You're on a game
Seriously,
show.
you're on
How
a
you come on a
game.
game show and no, to me that's a tactic to try to control the narrative because
Right.
you want to give your whole life story and all and they've been through this, they've been through that. Okay, well I pray for you. But you going home,
Right. And
I'm voting you out.
And the thing is,
No offense.
what did you come up here for?
Hey, what did you come up here for?
As a gamer, I can respect if you voted me out. So I'm okay because I'm probably you better get me before I get you because you're gonna be gone.
That competitive
You're gonna
nature.
be gone.
Just in case we ever go on a game show, maybe I should cut this out.
Maybe
No, don't cut it out.
Whatever.
they gonna be like they said they would, and I have that face, so they will believe me. Like, no,
And she's
What?
telling more of her. No.
what? I got you.
I remember we was having a conversation, and because to me, this recently, Risha, we was in the shampoo room, and what did Risha say to me? She said, "Oh my God!" She was like, "Well, she's like, yeah, because you know how your stories be long winded and so on and so forth, right?"
I said you kept talking about it, and it's like overkill.
Yeah, she's like, and that's overkill, right? And to me, that also sounds like taking away my freedom to be me, because that's who I am. Now I could work on it. If it annoys you and you say, hey, that's annoying to me, it's not a sin, and it's not really something that I'm trying to do to you. It's just something that's annoying to you. That's a part of me, as a individual, right? So I feel like
explaining. That's what she's saying.
Yes, I do.
And I feel like in my mind, I get it the first time. You ain't got to keep drilling it into me because it feels like you're drilling it into me.
right.
If you're constantly
That's probably
saying
because your mom used to repeat herself.
Right.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
And that's
then
where
yell
our traumas collide because to her it's just like, oh my God. But to me, it sounds like you're trying to make me feel bad about a characteristic that is me. So when she says, and you got to over explain like that, like you ain't got to do that. Like basically in my mind, because the way my mind works, like if there's characteristics about her or you or Aaron, anybody that are just they're just annoying, I'm literally, because I realize that those things about anybody, like my grandmother or whatever, those are things I miss the most. That's because that's who you were to me. And so for me, I just accept you. I accept your whatever, your quirks, or because I don't want to have to change you to fit me. I think that's wrong. So when someone says it in that manner, which she wasn't trying to be mean, but when she said it in that manner, like, oh my God, you got to over explain. I was like, don't you ever try to make me feel bad about my character. And that's not what she was trying to do, possibly. But people will do that. Like, people will be like, if you do something, they'll be like, well, I guess I'll be sitting here because I know you about to be late. You get what I'm saying? Now, you can tell late. Well, late is something different because that affects, like, if y'all trying to get somewhere. But
I'll text my clients if I'm late. I'm coming.
Because Aaron looked at me like, yeah, it does. But something innocent about that person, and you mention it as if it's a great bother to you, that digs at me as well, because to me that's the same thing as taking away my no, telling me in a way you shouldn't be you shouldn't be like that. You should be in a way that makes me comfortable. That ain't comfortable to me. That's a part of you I'd rather deal without. And I'm just like, then that's not me. And then I said something to her which I shouldn't. I said, you ain't got to be around me. And because it digs at me.
I missed that whole thing.
Yeah, it digs at me.
It was after the no conversation.
Y'all went in the sink.
Yeah. It digs at me for someone to when we watched How to Be a Dragon, and his daddy kept referencing at all of him. Remember when How to Be a Dragon, when he said you can't be this, and he's like, you just referenced all of me.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you just don't like
This
me.
is me.
It's me you don't like. I can't not be me. But those things to me, which, like I said, I don't think that's what she was trying to do. She was just letting me know that it annoyed her. And I don't even mind someone telling me that something about me annoys them, as long as they're not telling me that it's just basically like can you just fix it so that I can be comfortable and like take away a piece of you for my comfort? I don't like that. Okay. That was, yeah. Then there you have it. Me over explaining.
It actually wasn't that long.
No.
It actually wasn't that long. I honestly will just listen. Sometimes I do be toning people out. I'm not. God help me to not tone people out because I just be in my own thoughts. So when you be over explaining, I just be like, oh, she did. Thank you, because I missed that part. So I appreciate you going back to it.
And see, for me, I just feel like, in my mind, this is how I think. If we know each other is how we are and who we are, well, I just be like, can we deal with each other accordingly? Because Tay, you gonna have to do that. Me, you ain't got to do that. I'm one of them ones be like, bro, I had you first time. And I really do think it's from my mom. It's like, you know, like,
It
bro,
is.
all right, mom.
Like, are you done? Like, you finished?
Like, you know, it's just one of them things
it's
that's
like
like in my soul. It irritates my soul, and I don't know why. It's like, maybe it's because I feel like, you don't think I got it the first time? Do you not think I'm smart? You know, like,
okay, pause. Okay, you do that for everybody, right?
What?
Yeah.
Like for everybody,
just in general, yeah. Like, don't over explain.
Okay,
to me.
pause.
As I said, our traumas collide.
Why? What is it when somebody does it for a particular person? Say if
They don't like that person.
Okay, because you know how some people be like,
I don't like it when you do it, but I can take it when that person do it. No, it's all across the board for me.
yes,
It's all across the board for me. Because not many people do that, you know. And then, like I said, I was on TikTok Live, and the man was just talking. He kind of, I said, all right, y'all, I'm clocking out. Like, I was like, let me turn my camera off. Or just, I was humming. I put myself on mute because I heard you the first time. And I feel like you talking in circles. And I feel like it loses me every time. And I'm like, God, what is that? Like,
You also catch things quickly, though.
but I don't
you're a
want to be
fast
like,
learner.
all right, boom. You know, like lead a whole conversation, because I need patience in that area or something. Because, like, when I say it irritates my soul, it just changes everything in me. Like, leave me alone. Like, what we still talking for? Like, it's like, why are we still here? Like, okay,
next
so what's
subject,
next?
please.
You know, and that's not okay, because it does make a person feel rejected, and it just doesn't make the other person feel, you know, accepted no matter what. Because some people, you know, that's just who they are. And
That
that's
is
okay.
true.
Like, and I was just, that's why I broke down and I cried. She didn't tell you that part. But I was like, oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, because that's
I did-
don't make me feel bad about who I am.
didn't try to
I did
do
say
that. Like, I
No,
really, but that wasn't
no.
my intention. It was just, it's something in me
It's
that
an
was
irritation.
like, okay.
You get irritated when somebody explains, and I get irritated when someone tries to make me feel bad because I over explain due to not feeling heard.
Yeah. And I
You
think
know?
that's what my mom used to do, because
Yeah.
like, she's used to, like, because of her condition, like, people just probably tossed her to the side and just, you know, ignored her. And then when she been through with men, like, you know, she always y'all know, you hear me,
Yeah.
Ma, I hear you.
See,
I heard you.
I remember that, but that really bothered me.
And I'm pretty sure you missed that now.
yeah.
I'm annoyed by when there's no sense of urgency.
What do you
But
mean?
like no sense of urgency when doing anything. I'm like a fast-paced person, so I'm always like moving to okay, what's the next thing? Okay, what's the next thing? Okay, what's the next thing? Like, my brain is like, okay, can't stay here long. Next thing. So like when people around me are just like
me.
yeah, she'd be just vibing out. But I honestly low key want some of that. Like, I wish I could be able to just take
Relax.
it easy. And I feel like I can't.
I have to.
I be
and-
taking it too easy. I think we got, you know, the little three bears or something, has is too easy, not easy enough, and you just in the middle.
Not when you working though. Like, you
What
work
you
pretty
mean?
fast. You at a steady
You have
pace.
an urgency
Like, she's
when
talking
you're
like I
working.
could be working and I'll like slow down a little bit.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
You do that mostly when you talk though. When you talking and working, I'd be like, move your hands and talk.
True.
Honestly, that is not even, because she will work. Like, that ain't it. It's like when, you know, when you could be doing something and you're not.
Oh,
That's what it is.
Okay.
Yeah. Like, you have to be, and that's why I said I'm wishing I could just be like, let's
Not
just
do nothing
chill.
sometimes.
Yeah, and literally relax within my brain. But the way I have to unwire my brain to create new neurological pathways to take it easy is very hard, because I just literally feel like I can't stop. Like, you have to, if you ain't
it all
doing
done.
nothing, you need to be doing something. You know what I'm saying?
My
Especially
God.
at work. I don't know what that is.
Get
at
it all
work.
done.
Am I like that at home, Aaron? I feel like I'd be sitting down at home. He ain't paying no attention. I think I'd be sitting down at home. Sometimes.
What are you referring to?
Urgency at home, like doing stuff. I feel like I always need to be doing stuff.
It depends.
Yeah, I think
There's times where we'll come home and then you done work long hours, and then all of a sudden, if the room ain't how you want it, you'll start cleaning up. And I'm like, bro, what the heck is you doing,
yeah,
man?
yeah.
Sit
I
down.
gotta do something. It has to be.
Like I can clean up tomorrow or something, but chill out.
No, that is not.
So sometimes it is that way, but it ain't. Sometimes it's not, and you'll just sit down and stroll, and I'm like, bro, we're supposed
But my
to be
brain is
watching this
doing
movie.
something right there.
Huh?
My brain is constantly doing something like that's. A
No,
bad
it
habit
don't.
of
It don't be
things.
that type of strolling all the time. Sometimes it's just random TikToks.
That's what I'm saying. But your brain, the way it's setting up your brain is like
Getting you motivated or getting
to
you thinking
move.
of things.
Like
Not random videos.
yeah.
For me, that's how it works.
My timeline. I
It
built
depends
that
on what-
timeline brick by brick. You hear me?
Pull your phone out and go to TikTok.
I can't.
and scroll down two times.
I'm doing a no scroll right now.
Okay, we ain't gonna go into that. Fine.
I'm not doing a no scroll.
But
right now.
I'm pretty
But at
sure.
work, I be feeling like if there's something always to be done.
And this, guys, is how we deviate from the topic.
Oh,
We
all the
definitely
time.
did.
It's fine.
Y'all wouldn't
This
be
is
watching
maybe
us if we
can help.
didn't.
Yeah.
This is all the
Because we
time.
gotta
What
help
was
you
the
on
topic?
two. Right person,
right person, wrong time.
Right person, wrong time. It don't exist.
Yeah, I just feel like it's you're either a lesson or you're the one. That's it.
It's
It's
And
lesson.
so
Or the
if you're
two.
not the one,
Or
then
the
you,
two.
if y'all don't work out, then y'all just fumble the ball.
I say go with God.
One of the
saints.
two.
Right, because either
Pray about it.
you didn't
I'd say.
acknowledge God and really, really, become whole within yourself and with God to even attract that person. Because you got to realize, when did you come in my season? Because sometimes people come in people's lives when they're broken. They came when I was a little broken, and it does work out.
Do you think your marriage was a lesson? Like you shouldn't have went through that, or that was? What
I feel
you
like it was a lesson. I feel like I needed it for whatever reason.
I disagree.
Do you feel
Well,
like
I
it
feel
could
like
have
it
been
was a
avoided?
What do you think it was?
I think he fumbled the ball.
Oh yeah, but I'm saying like it was a lesson for me. Like I'm talking about from
Yeah,
my
it became a
experience.
lesson.
Yeah,
But I just think he fumbled the ball.
You don't think that one
I
was
don't
like
think
permissive will?
Possibly, but we can say that about anybody.
I had no
Like,
reassurance
Pastor
that.
prayed for me and you, Tasia.
Yeah, but I had
Do
no.
you think we was gonna be together 2 years before she prayed?
But nobody prayed me and George up. You know what I'm
No,
saying?
but that's not a.
But I
me and
had
Tay on
no
a typical
confirmation
case.
either.
Okay.
I just was believing God, and he was believing God, and I thought we was both saved. We was both saved, both filled with the Holy Spirit. Was pray together. Like I just thought it was.
But it
that.
wasn't something you like got before God and
right
put before
and
God to see if
consecrated
it
before
was
God, and like really
you
took
do
my
that, Shayna?
time.
for my marriage. Yes.
Okay,
Um,
and so it was a go.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna take you at face value, even though it didn't seem confident.
Because
the
well,
point.
put it like this: I was young,
So was Tay.
and
Tay was
well,
younger
yeah,
than you.
yeah. I was young, and yeah.
Just say yeah.
So if that's the point, then you did do that. It didn't work out. So
But that's because
do
that
you
person
think it was
walked
a
away.
fumble.
Yeah, he
Or it
definitely
was-
fumbled the ball.
Oh yeah,
Okay,
100%.
fine.
Fumble to
I
me
think-
is a fumble.
I think
In
the
any-
guy you
in
were
any
married to was
capacity.
a fumble.
I feel like the Lord needed him to fumble me because I was not.
No, because I think it could have worked out.
Aaron, I wasn't even fully in love with him.
But you made the
Yikes.
commitment. Do you know how many people
Thinking
in the
that
Bible days
that's
were
what I
not
wanted
really
to
in love,
do.
but
I
they made
wanted-
that commitment and they fell in love?
True.
Yeah.
If he had done right, you would have done right by him.
Yeah.
I would have done right, yes, because that was my
I
wife.
think if he really was that person, God would have ultimately brung
Bless
y'all
that.
together.
Yeah.
And y'all would have really been one flesh, and y'all would have
Yeah.
loved each other.
Yeah, I was
can't
in love with Vincent.
envision
I
it.
wanted.
Yeah, I get it because of what you went through.
I just
But I
can't
think
even
that was the
envision it
case.
because I'm not physically like. I mean,
I
I
get
don't
it now
know.
because you years out of it. But
Yeah.
here's the question that I wanted to ask, and it was a question that Tay asked earlier, but we kind of deviated from
Yeah, we
it.
gotta hurry up.
Do y'all think there's a such thing as a soulmate? or one person that God actually has for you?
I feel like that's hard because what if people die?
I put it like this. I say we do a study on it in the Bible,
don't
because if it
have
ain't in the Bible, I don't believe it.
That's never going to be in the Bible, because there are plenty of people. That was never a situation that I can think of outside of Adam and Eve that God actually was like, no, this is your person. Because you can look at, you can look, okay, enlighten me.
Okay, so I can't remember. Oh my God, what was the person God told him to
marry the prostitute?
That's one.
Yeah, but that's.
But he did that as an example.
Exactly.
But
it
was still meant.
That was his soulmate.
It was
it wasn't meant, because if they had not have been doing what they were doing, he would have not had told him to get her.
But he told him.
So that wasn't meant.
It was meant for God.
No,
He don't make mistakes.
He don't. But that was an example because of what the children of Israel was doing. If them children of Israel were not doing that, he would not have told him to do that.
Okay, fine. But there was a circumstance, and I can't remember if it was. It might have been. Was it Jacob? Where he
Jacob
sent,
and Leah or Rachel?
No. That wasn't it. Was it Isaac? I can't remember. One of the men in the Bible. I know you'll know after I tell you the story. He prayed, and then he didn't pray. He said the servant prayed and said, God, lead me basically to the one that's for my master.
When he met at a well,
and I think that was Rachel.
Yeah, and he led them right. And so he said the one that draws up something, whatever.
Yeah,
will be the one that he's that
but
you
he still had to go into servitude together, and then her uncle jacked him up.
But that was a circumstance in which God led him to a good woman for him.
That's fair.
That is,
but that's 1 in a million.
That might be true, but it happened.
That's fair.
And so I believe that you can pray, and God would lead you to a good person for you,
a soulmate.
Okay, but hold on. That leads to me and Tay. Like,
yeah,
I don't. Do you think from the very beginning we were supposed to be together?
I think that God discerns your hearts as you desire. This is what I believe. I believe that God looks into our hearts, our minds, our souls. It's different decisions that we have the free will to make as we grow older, and that if those of us who actually pray and get before God and ask Him, I would like someone who is suitable for me. He would look inside your soul. He would look inside of their soul, and he will find somebody and say, this is a suitable person.
Well, that would suggest that it's not a soulmate. It's just he has people in different positions in different times in their life, and in that position,
he sees that they could be that they're compatible
each other.
Yeah.
So
then there's no soulmate. In that situation,
compatibility.
I believe. Yeah. I mean, when you want a team of horses to pull a carriage, you literally have to line them up the way they need to go.
But you can be certain horses, a soulmate.
Certain horses. I remember that we had somebody that had horses in our community. He couldn't put these two horses together. He's like, no, he won't pull if you don't put this one beside him. Mm-hmm. And he was enamored by her. One. Yeah, he was enamored by her. If you put any other horse beside him, he wouldn't pull. And then there was two behind him, and them two worked good together. Those two worked good together. If you mix it up, and people like
so they were easily yoked, is what you're really getting at. Evenly yoked.
Yeah.
So
and if you don't know that, and you just stick them two together, you'll wonder why.
How about we do this? This seems like a very good topic to have a podcast on. A whole podcast.
Yeah. And look, so we have a podcast.
And so instead of, just doing it at the tail end of this one, let's actually do
a whole topic.
Do soulmates exist or something like that for the next topic?
Sounds good.
I was about to say, what if they die?
And those are questions we can bring up.
Y'all already know our next topic. So tune in for, it's not really a part 2, but we're going to have do soulmates really exist? For our next topic. So please make sure you like and subscribe to our channel, and also follow us on TikTok so you know when we post another video, and also hit the notification bell so you know when we post a video. All right, I will hopefully see you next time, guys. I'm Tejoriel.
I'm Sheena.
I'm Risha.
Y'all have a good one.
Bye.